Welcome back. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Today is Tuesday, August the 8th. It's already August 2026. And it is 10 o'clock, and it's time for another thrilling episode of After the Buzzer. I'm going to give everybody a chance to jump on here. I hope some people come watch today. Got some news. Got some interesting news. It's going to be, I guess, maybe not. I don't know. It's interesting to me, but we'll see. But like we always do, we like to say hello to everybody out there, to everybody that watches the show live, or if you go back and watch this on the MLB network, Major League Paintball, MLPB, or if you watch this live, or if you go back and watch it on your Facebook, please comment, like, subscribe, do whatever it is they say you do to help the algorithm so we can get more people to watch the show and get more interaction going. I would love to see that. Let's see here. What's going on? Bam. Everybody's slow this morning. Not unusual. I'll turn this down. Shit. Let me see what I got going on here. All right. Well, we'll just go on like it anyway. Well, good morning, Isaiah. How you doing? Good morning, brother. Good morning. Good morning. As you can see, I am wearing my. If you watched my Facebook page, you saw this the other day. I got this in the mail from Hadley Korsman, one of my favorite players, one of my favorite up and coming players. And I am wearing her USA Team America going overseas to kick everybody's butt jersey. I'll turn it around, see if you can see the back of it. She signed it for me. It's pretty dang nice. It's sweet. Good things I like about this. Number one, it's light, it's airy. And you can get one if you reach out to anybody that's going overseas to the Team USA, Team USA Paintball.com, I think. But there's a nice little hydro logo of it. We have a 29 GP on there for Greg Polly. On both sleeves. Kind of honoring Greg Polly. Over here, you'll see 71 Designs, great jersey company, manufacturer company. This jersey was made by JT. Over there, look at there, Bondo International. So if you're looking to get one of these, man, you can get one with Hadley. There's good morning, Jimmy. How you doing? Good to see you, my friend. But these things are pretty nice. Got the little thumb things. You don't have to use them if you don't want to, but they fit really nice. So I encourage everybody to support Team USA. They have tech tees in case you don't want to buy a jersey. They have other things over there, but you can support Team USA going overseas, trying to conquer the world of paintball and show why we are still the best. That being said, good morning, Miss Kelly. How you doing, man? Looky here, rocking this thing, man. Woo. Yeah, and speaking of going overseas, man, the Hydra kids, huh? Local Texas people all packing up, going overseas to make a big splash over in the European Championships. What does that mean? It means that Texas brand is just getting really, really big. It's going to take it to the world stage. Again, we want to wish all the Hydra kids all the best. They have conquered the local scene. They have conquered the national scene, and now they're going to go out there and conquer the global scene. Good morning, Mr. Bob. How you doing? So I wish them all the luck in the world. I will be watching everybody that's over there. All the parents, please post lots of videos, post lots of pictures so I can live vicariously through you. And watch all the kids go out there and just conquer the world. I wish I could be there with them. It would be awesome. But as we like to do, we like to say hello to everybody, obviously, that's watching, and all the people out there at the USXBL, the greatest show on turf, with the championships coming to a field near you in October. We got some big USXBL news coming up a little bit later. Hello, good morning, Mr. Mr. Blair. What's up, buddy? We got some USXBL news coming up. Also ASE action scenario events. Get ready, it's coming. Uh-oh. Good morning. Good morning, Gene. How you doing, bro? The ASE action scenario events. If you like to play in the woods, if you like to play scenario games, roll things. That's right. We're gonna bring the Capri Sun. Bring home that gold trophy. But the ASC Action Scenario Events is the place for you. Don't forget this October, the brand up at Avid Extreme Sports Park. Make sure you attend that if you ever want to play one of those fun events. This is the one. Also, XTPL coming up this August. Champs and Challengers. Man, you want to be there for this one. Again, August is hot. It's Texas. It is the oven, right? But there are going to be a lot of special people out there for this one. Champs, Challengers, and of course, Sunday is Hardpoint. Oh, let's talk about the Florida paintball scene going crazy, man. It is going nuts out there, dude. You know, I wish I could say I was surprised, but you know, when you got Florida, which has been for the last 20 years a hotbed of paintball. They got great weather and they got a great economy out there. And then you bring in like the Hinmans and you mix all that together with the great talent that's in Florida, you're just going to have all kind of stuff just kick off and go nuts. So that's going to be good. But also, we'd like to say hello to welchclothing.com. Every Wednesday is Welch Wednesday. Da-da-da. And tomorrow is the first Wednesday of the month, and they're dropping all kind of new things. They're dropping some of the sticker bomb shorts. Hadn't seen those in a while. Dropping a brand new jersey. Good morning, Miss Mars. How you doing, lovely? They're dropping a new jersey, which they have not seen in a long time. What up, twin? How you doing, brother? Hey, it's Florida, baby. Heat and humidity all the time. It's good to see you, Jace. I'm glad you're here, right? Good morning, Mr. Christian. But not only are they going to drop a jersey, but they're also going to drop a new undershirt, the Obsessed undershirt, plus a lot of other new stuff. Check them out. Dirty by Designs also. Check them out at every event near you, even if you're into like crazy Pokemon. I think last week I showed you all the Pokemon Jimmy's got me out there scouring the countryside for. Hydra.fit. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh, well, Miss Mars, you know, I'm just struggling along, you know, doing the old man thing. Excuse me. Thank you to Paris Coke and Coke Zero. But you want to go out and check out Hydra.fit, get yourself a pair of them crash pads, some knee pads, get you a new jersey. And again, great company supporting everybody. Every time you turn around, you're starting to see these things all over the place. Next up on there, Fuego Custom Printing, right? Custom printing, get your printed on metal, wood, ceramic, tile, anything you want. They can even do a little Pokemon card. Let's see here. The new teams, some people, players. But here, let me just put this up so I can read it because this thing is so small on here. The Florida scene is growing on lots of new teams and people player, but competitive tournament scene is booming. Well, that's the thing we want to see. That is, you know, and that's going to be covered in today's rant, the politics of paintball. So y'all need to strap in for that one, right? I mean, it's really going to be something, but I'm glad. Let's see here. See right here? Now look here. It says, do you know it would be cool to take the top 4 teams of each and have an end of season tournament, see who's the best? Well, that is the plan. Now, what's up, Alexander? How you doing? That's the plan. That's the plan. When the plan will come to fruition is a matter of questions because, again, all the leagues have to be stable, support themselves. And I know you think with the way it's booming and the way the teams are showing up that, oh, it's just raining money. Well, it ain't. But we are moving slowly, one step at a time, step, to have a neutral location, to have the best top teams of each things, to have a good morning, Alexander. How you doing? But it's just I wish I could wave the magic wand and it would happen tomorrow. I wish I could. And if I know Mike, um, there's always a chance he could just get impatient and pull the trigger. Yeah, it'll flip to unrated real quick. What up? What up, big dog? How you doing, Mr. Ryan? So, but we'll see. I think the top teams, it'll be more than the top four, but I think what it's going to wind up being, it's going to be something similar to, say, the top 5, 6, maybe up to 10 teams are guaranteed a locked in spot, so they don't have to pre-register by a certain date, But I know this jersey's fire, man, and I really love this thing right here, this GP29, just awesome. But they'll have a locked in spot, or extra time to pre-register and do all that stuff. And then after a certain period of time, they'll open it up for everybody else so that, at least the top teams will get a shot at it. Ready? Let's see. Getting ready to watch ESPN X Factor versus Damage. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I mean, we spent a lot of money, not we, but the paintball community spent a lot of money getting that produced. So I hope people will actually watch it. I hope they put it somewhere better than behind card jiu-jitsu, and stuff like that. Good morning, Mr. Charles Dean is in the house. MaxClothingSportswear.com, or just get maxed. Go hit up Charles Dean, or you can hit up Aaron, either one. But also, we like to say after Fuego Custom Printing, I just get off on all kind of things, don't I? Bando International, Bando. Go over to BandoInternational.com, check out all the stuff, get a pre-order for a jersey, all the new street ball wear. Plus, they got some really baller looking little, these fanny packs are just bomb ass good. They're cool. And they have many other things, including a lot of tournament mode wear, right? Let's see, there's a 1v1 league Florida with the lower divisions called the Dual League. It's really gaining some traction. God bless you, Florida. I think that all 1v1 leagues should be around. I wish they'd bring back the Ultimate Shootout. I wish they'd bring back 1v1s. That's my jam. I personally love it. I think it's a lost skill, but I think that's something that I think everybody should do. Yes, I know. We're going to talk about that in a minute. That's right. Tournament mode is mentioned. And let me tell you something. If you don't know where tournament mode came from, if you're not in the know, it's going to be around for a long, long time. It's the latest version of the Cool Kids brand, and I think it's great. See. Mars says, best fanny packs ever. Use this one this weekend. It's a lifesaver, honestly, yes. Oh, D4 and below, the moment we are working on creating a D3 bracket. Man, again, 1v1s, my personal opinion is a lot of people don't like them, or at least around here don't like them because it exposes the lack of skill they have. You get out there and you just let your one finger shoot 3,000 balls a second, whatever it does. Am I playing hard point? Yes. Do I know whose team I'm going to be on? No. Do I know if I'm on a certain person's team? Would I shoot them in the back of the head? More than likely. That's going to be the hard tear for me because as much as I am terrible at playing paintball, I am still ultra, ultra, ultra competitive. So I want to win more than I probably want to soothe my own ego, but you never know. I could probably let my ego win out for one or 2 points. Also, MasonsPaintball.com. If you need a new marker, if you need some new gear, if you need some used gear, get over to MasonsPaintball.com. Let's see what's coming up. Oh, August the 9th, the APL, the Avid Paintball League 3-on-3 is up there in Newcastle. Oh, I didn't even talk about the fit. Yeah, well, gross majors, yeah. I'm really struggling right now. I stand on this show and I defend the refs implicitly because they do a hard job. They do a job it's thankless. It's impossible. I mean, it's an impossible job to catch everything and all things. But Lord of mercy, the amount of videos that are catching things lately, it's getting kind of crazy. And I get it, man. All the refs can't be everywhere at every time, but there's videographers out there, one in particular, Mr. Verbal, who catches a ton of stuff. Yeah, well, Addie Mitchell, how you doing? Uh, Anybody can ref, but not anybody can be a good ref. Now, I will say this: I will still defend. I've been a ref. I've refed every league that there is, from the head ref down to the chrono guy. I've done a little bit of all of it, and it's a very it has a very, very it's an impossible job. And where I differ with most people is when they start saying the refs are biased and prejudiced. I just don't believe that. Has there in the past been maybe a ref or two that's been a little, because the teammates are friendship? I'm sure there has, because, like anything in the world, there's nothing that's 100%. But I don't feel like that's the problem. I feel like what Charles is talking about right here, when you stand in 100+ degree weather 8 hours a day with like one little 20-minute lunch break, yeah, it takes an effect on you. At the start of the day, man, you're chipper, you're running, you're sliding, you're doing all that. At the end of the day, man, you're just doing good if you can move. So, now see, I don't think they need incentives to make good calls. What I think they need, and again, this is where you wish things would happen and the practical reality of it, because of the cost of it. Everybody wants to play paintball the cheapest they possibly can. Would you be willing to pay $200 a team more to get some extra refs in there, not to be on the field, but to spell a ref? So every every set, 2 refs come off, 2 new refs come on. We rotate them through a system so that refs get breaks. They can cool down. They can rest a minute. They can get that. Would you be willing to pay more? Most players would not. Now you go out there and y'all play 4 sets in a really busy day, and that takes a toll on you. I don't disagree. But those refs out there, they're out there every match, every game doing the same thing. And they might not be running as much as you do, but go stand out there and if it's so damn easy, we're hiring. That's what I'm telling you. It's just tough. So the thing is, like I said, where I have my discrepancy is later on. Some of the refs, not all of them, because like I said, I support refs. I think they're doing a fantastic job overall. But some of the refs are really getting to where they want to throw a major, but they want to do it from the sidelines. I'm sorry, but I believe that reffing, you have to get in there. You have to get shot a lot, which sucks. It's terrible. I believe you got to ref from the middle of the field sometimes. You got to be – it's just about learning and positioning. And the ref clinics they give, while they'll cover the basics, I don't feel like there's enough training that goes into that, right? Said personally would pay up to extra $200 to get some good reffing tournaments. Since where I'm at, we're steadily spending $1,000 already. Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's good, and great, but that's what it's going to take. It's going to take, you're going to have all these teams paying extra money just so that, because again, when you get a ref, it's not just paying them for the day. You got to put them in a hotel room. You got to fly them in because Mike flies in the best. I'm using our league as an example, and a lot of other leagues can't do that. They have to hire local refs just because of it's just all down to money. But you got food, you got hotels, you got transportation because you got to have a rental car, not for everybody, but I mean you got to rent a van for ever so often, a few of them. Then you got the daily pay. It's just crazy. So it would take a while. It would take a little bit of money to get it done, but that's less than $30 a player on a 7-man roster for better calls. Come later today. Sign me up for sure. Well, good. Maybe that's something, maybe that's something we need to take to the leagues and say, hey, look, we're willing to pay a little extra so if we can have a couple of refs rotate off every field. Now, like in the USXBL, we use 4 fields. All right, you use 4 fields, 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8 people. So that's 8 different salaries. That's 4 different hotel rooms. That's 8 different flights. That's 1 extra rental car. So, it would take everybody in the league just to break even on that. And even with all that, I don't think that everybody would be satisfied with the calls. And again, I'm not saying that fatigue is the only thing blaming the refs. I just think that we've lost a whole lot of really experienced refs lately. A lot of the refs that's been around for a long time, just like players get burnt out, they get burnt out. At the end of the day, they get shot, they're out there, they cramp up, they travel, they miss their family, they do all the things that players do, they're away from home, they miss birthdays and stuff. And they just get tired of it and they step back. So we've lost a lot of really highly qualified refs. And it's just when you lose a 10-year veteran and you replace them with a 1-year veteran, are you getting the same? That's the thing. That's right. Good reffing is not easy. It sucks. It's truly a thankless job. And your good refs get shot a lot. I try to make it a point, and I'm not perfect at it, but I try to make it a point before or after every event to go and thank the refs just for showing up, whether the calls go my way or not. And trust me, I've been on that side of the coin where I sit there and this ref, blah blah blah, blankety blank blank, and blame the refs. But at the end of the day, if I leave in the ref's hand, it's my fault. Let's see here. What's this say? Doesn't matter how much you pay, you'll always get someone to complain about the calls. That's true. And again, I have been on both sides of that. I've been MF'd while I was a ref, and I've MF'd a ref. And it was wrong because, again, I should know better. But, in the moment, you lose your cool, right? Well, the thing is, for what Gene's talking about here is back in the day, every pro team or whichever team was the premier team in the league had to ref one event. Their whole team had to ref. Now, they got 100 points for that. The problem is if you got a team in second place or third place and looking for the series championships, and the team that's in first place or second place in front of them comes up, they can screw them over and make sure they finish out of the running. It kind of helps them up. So everybody wanted to ref late in the year, not first in the year. And it's, again, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yeah, I remember when it was 50 a day. I didn't actually ref then, but I remember when it was 50 a day. I started refing when it was 100 a day, and it stayed 100 a day for probably 20 years, and you had to pay all your own expenses, except for the MPPL. They gave you a room, but 4 people to a room was not a cool thing, especially if you hadn't ever ref before and you didn't know, so you got thrown in with whoever. After you've been there a while, you could kind of like, hey, I want to bunk with these guys, and could kind of find your way. But anyway, let's get off the ref thing, man, because we could talk about that all day. I told you about the APLs coming up, 3-man at Abbott Extreme Sports Park South. And, so you might want to check that out. It's really good fun. You got the best grass in Oklahoma out there. Then on this Saturday, you want to go out and train with Jay-Z. Right now, formerly of AC Diesel or AC Dallas. Also, right now playing with Elite Audio Video Lighting on the semi-pro bracket, and Jay-Z's been around forever. He plays with the Gunners in the USXBL, but he's holding a clinic, $25 this Saturday at Giant from 1 to 3. Go out and learn to drill with Jay-Z and see how that goes. I think it'll be a good time. Well, there's a thing I've talked about it before, and I kind of quit talking about it because it's turned out to be a bigger undertaking than we thought, and it's still going to happen. But there is a process right now being worked through, and it seems like it would be easy, but it's not. About having a grading system for how to grade refs over a year's time. So at the end of the year, we know, like, hey, these refs are, these are the ones that we think are getting the better calls. These are the ones we know need more training, things like that, so that we can, position them around, know who to hire, know who not to hire. Like if there's somebody that's just bad, Yeah, yeah, the reffing could be a rant every stream. I'm still pro refs. Because again, you can't have the game without them. But the rating system is coming. It's going to be, it's going to have to go through beta testing and seeing everything. And then we're going to find all the bugs that we think we got that we don't have. But it is being worked on. We do hear people, in their comments about the reffing. We just try to take some of it with a grain of salt. What happens in the moment? What part do we hear that's just emotion? And what part do we hear that is valid? But here's the thing. And I can only speak for, the USXBL league as I see it. When you have an issue, and a legit issue, not an emotional one. If you wait 3 days to go on Facebook or Twitter or TikTok or whatever and rant about it, or go in there and bitch about it in the chats, and you don't ever say nothing to the head ref out there, and I'm talking about the ultimate ref, or if you don't say nothing to Mike about it in the moment, I'm not sure there's anything there's nothing can be done. And 99.9% of the time, there's nothing can be done in the moment. It's not like they're going to go, oh, well, you said this, I'm going to go change the call. That's not going to happen. But what might happen is if you think that there's some shenanigans going on, or you think something's going, whatever thing, we can put extra eyes on it. We can watch it. And let me tell you something. Mike has fired refs in the middle of a tournament for blowing bad calls. Just having really bad calls. So don't think that, it wouldn't be taken serious. But again, a lot. And I would hate to think what high percentage is, but a lot of these calls, and stuff that people gripe about. Look, dude, you got a ref standing 5 feet away, and yeah, they could miss a call, but you're halfway across the field and you're like, I shot him in his barrel. Blah, blah, blah. If the ref is making bad calls, if he's missing that kind of stuff, well, it's going to come out in the wash, because if he missed something for them, he's going to miss something when y'all are on that end. So just, all right, August 15th and 16th. This is coming right up here in a couple of weeks. The XTPL and Hardpoint, XTPL champs and challengers. Challengers, no X-ball wins. Nada. You can have one person on your team that has an X-ball win. It has to be D3 or lower. Yeah, here we go. Oh, Gene knows how to promo this stuff while the rant is still going. Like, share, and hyped after the buzzer. Just share it on your Facebook page if you watch Facebook. But if not, go over to the MLPB YouTube page, or go to After the Buzzer YouTube page. Watch it there. Get the algorithm going. I would like to see, I don't think it can happen. Christian did it for 3-4 years before he got nominated for a Summit Award. I think it'd just be kind of cool to get nominated. We know who's going to win those awards. The big three. Play the Game, Spick and Span. Those kind of shows. Those are going to be the ones that win. Behind the Bunker, all great shows. They probably should win, but every now and then it'd be kind of cool just to get nominated. Throw your name in the hat and be like that, right? Here's Mr. Cato Warner. Look at here. To build on the Jay-Z thing mentioned earlier, I've been doing a ton of one-on-one coaching at a Giant, doing my second one this Friday. Just have to DM me and I got you. Now, right there, see? This is what I'm talking about. This is how the community works. We build off each other. I didn't know Cato was having something out there this Friday. Now, if you don't know Cato from the Hurricanes program and stuff, guess what? You've been living under a rock. Great coach. Saw him down at San Antonio. You want to learn something? You want to get to that top? You want to get to that tippy top, that semi-pro, that pro level? These are the people you need to go because they have secrets. And I know everybody should share secrets. No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't just share secrets. You should have to put in the work and go show up. Go to their clinics, go to their things, pick their brain, ask the questions you want to ask instead of getting on social media and rumbling about it. Go learn. Cato, I hope you do a really good thing out there. It'll be cool to watch you out there. Good luck to you, my friend. All right, August 22nd. Ooh, yes. Oh, by the way, August 15th, 16th, champs, challengers. We got that. Champs, D3 and below. You can't have a certain amount of point things. Champions, you got to go over the XTPL events and read their official thing. But basically, you can get a pro in there with you. You can get one pro, one semi-pro, and 2D1, 1D1, and 2D. I don't know. No. Thank you, Cato. But go over to XTPL events page and go check out, or just hit up Johnny and just ask him what the official things are for that if you want to play in champions. And if you don't want to do either one, come out Sunday, play hard point. We all know what that is, right? It's chaos mixed with a little bit of adult beverages, mixed with a little bit of paintball. It's crazy. I mean, you run for the buzzer, you get shot, nobody cares because there's another guy coming on the field as soon as you get off the field. It's all based on time. It's not based on how many points you score. It's just based on how long you control the clock. It is a fun time, but it is going to be hot. So start drinking water now. Everybody gets drafted to a pro team. You'll have a pro on there. This one, they're going to have Ryan Greenspan, Kyle Spica, Ronnie Dizon, all the fit guys out there. I mean, where's the chance to go out there and pick a pro's brain and play side by side and just watch what they do? It's like a free clinic. Yeah, Jay-Z can teach you the mentality of it. He'll also teach you how to be passionate about it because there's very few people out there that are as passionate as JP about winning. Uh-oh. Are you coming down for that, Miss Mars? Are you coming down for the XTPL? Uh-oh, what's that? Look at here. Here we go. This is going to be a sweet ring to pick up. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're confident. That's the thing. The thing about it is I can't really talk any trash against him because he might wind up being on my team because I'm planning on bringing home yet another one of these of the multitudes that I have. They're lined up all right here. But looky here, y'all. That I will be there just doing casual media. Well, everybody dress your best, put on your good clothes and stuff, and show up. Miss Mars might make you famous. But that's something you want to try and come do. It's the 15th and 16th out there at Paintball Fit. Man, it's going to be fun. Then on August 22nd, that's a Saturday. The LAX 3-man. Now, you want to go over to LAX 3-man? You want to do. This is right here. It says Robert is dominant in a hard point. Man, well, I don't know. The last two I hadn't done too well at, but I lost all my mojo of getting on the right team, but I'm gonna get back to it. But hit up Aaron over there at LAX. There'll be a link on my page. Get in for 3-man. It's crazy because it's August 22nd. It's on a Saturday. $50 a player, so it's going to be a scramble. $50. They're going to pick out captains. Then they're going to get everybody on a team. $2,700 prize pool. Paint's $50 a case. It's all first one, fresh tournament paint. It's none of this used BS field paint that bounces all over the place. LAX is. I was in a discussion with somebody the other day. You got 3-man, which is fun as heck. Then you got LAX, which is a great place to play. Right? They said it's the trifecta, and it's low cost. I mean, that is the trifecta. I mean, pew pew. $50. You can go play. It's cheaper than playing. It's cheaper than most practices. So, what up, Miss Zoe? There she is. I don't see how you can go wrong. But it's August the 22nd. There is a link on my page. But just hit up LAX. You can hit up Drew Bankston. You can hit up Aaron. If you want to get signed up, get signed up. Don't be scared. A lot of people don't want to sign up by themselves. They want to go in a group. But I guarantee you're going to get over there, and there's going to be people over there that are better than you, but there's also going to be people over there that's worse than you. Everybody can beat somebody. Everybody can get beat. Go have fun. That is the point of this game at its base root. It's August the 22nd. It is a Saturday. And then September 17th through the 23rd, the NXL returns to Texas. I am going to be there. I'll be playing 7-man, 10-man. I don't know. Might play something else if I can get into something on Thursday, but we'll see. Check it out. NXL Texas. Garland, Duck Creek Park. Everybody knows where it's been for the last 2 years. No rain. I already did the anti-rain dance. Then October 3rd and 4th, ASE, the brand up at Abbott Extreme Sports Park North. That is such a hard thing for my old butt to say. But it's going to be the red team and the 4-6's Ranch versus the Duttons on the blue team. The red team wins all the time. I mean, it's almost where it's just like, oh my God, this is so boring winning. No, it's not. It's really not. It's not boring at all. But Ryan Sexton, Hertz Donut, Trey Garrison, John Hubbard, all those wonderful people up there at Abbott and ASE going to put on a hell of a game. Saturday night, they're bringing back the lip sync battle. It's not safe for children. A lot of adult content, a lot of adult beverages, but it is absolute fun. Out of the way. Let's see here. What's this? Sorry for the late post, but as far as reffing goes, you can be 100 on 100 the time. You're always going to miss something, regardless how good you think you are. I do not disagree at all. I always compare it to the NFL refs. NFL refs start doing YMC games at their career, maybe a high school game they started. They work their way into college. Then they apply. That's why all the refs in pro football are older, is because they have to work their way through that system just like a pro football player does. Then they get hired by the NFL, and they have class. They have training camps. They watch film. They're graded constantly, and they still miss things. And they have every advantage. And how many times have you looked at a slow-mo replay and go, and they watch it 10 times, and maybe even then they still miss it? It's an inaccurate science. Baseball, to me, they ruined baseball when they put that box up there and they can appeal the strike calls. Human element of it is part of the game. And you just got to, again, don't leave it. One call shouldn't wreck your whole game. It just really shouldn't. You should have been better, should have got closer. All right. Then after that, October 7th, 17th and 18th, the USXBL returns to Paintball Fit. All right. That's what's coming up. Now, I guess for the big news. As most of you know, this year We lost somebody who, for the last several years, has been very big in this area in the paintball community. Prior to that, he has his fingerprints on so many things. From back in the Tin Man days to Team Vicious, if y'all remember back that far, to AC Dallas, AC Diesel, all through the divisionals. Greg Pauly. We lost Greg Pauly to bladder cancer earlier this year. Last year was his last World Cup after going to 20 consecutive World Cups in a row, which is kind of ominous. It's the same number of ones that I've never been to, and yet I'm going this year, so I'm going to kind of take up his mantle, I guess. But from this day forward, going forward, the USXBL championships every year from this point forward will now be known as the Greg Pauly Championships. I will have a post hitting Facebook as soon as this show is over, but maybe I can. I won't be able to show you this, but the medals will say. Let me read this on top of it. The medals say, "In memoriam to Greg Pauly, the GP Championships, USXBL Texas." It'll have the date and the year on it, but it's a star, and it's a nice looking medallion, but it's a fitting tribute to somebody who's given so much to paintball. And look, I know that a lot of times people in Greg's position are very polarizing. Some people love him, some people hate him. Greg was a friend of mine. Greg did a lot for me, but there are people out there that are much, much closer to Greg. So this will mean something to them. And there's some people out there that don't really, that don't care for him, right? And that's fine too. But don't come on to my page and start bashing Greg and thinking he didn't deserve it or any of that other crap that that some of the trolls generally do. I ain't gonna stand for it. I don't kick people off my page, but that'll get you kicked. You don't like it, you can rant all you want to on your stuff. Just don't do it on mine. Because this is something the paintball community is really not very good at, right? And that is honoring the ones who came before us. I mean, at the NXL in Tampa, they did a quick, hey, Greg Pauly, this and this and this. But I think this is what we need, not just because it's Greg, but because for anybody that's like that, the people that are greats or had a big impact, whether you think they're great or not, if they've had a big impact, I think we need to find ways to honor them, remember them, and maybe inspire other people to be like them, right? Let's see here. Yep. May we all continue to bless GP's legacy. He was a field sales rep, and we chatted almost weekly. Hard-headed as hell, but always there for anyone who needed him. I agree 100%. I totally agree. I mean, Greg was set in his ways about a lot of things, and all of his ideas weren't great ideas. But the thing is, he had ideas. Instead of just sitting back and saying somebody needs to do something, Says, if you really got to know Greg, you knew how much he committed and sacrificed. He was a great coach and mentor. Again, I agree. But he had ideas, and he was not afraid to risk it and put it out there. One of my favorite things he came up with was, and it was him and others, but was the ultimate shootout. I loved it. In the middle of COVID, when nobody could do nothing or nothing, he said he found a way to make paintball still somewhat relevant and gave people a chance to show up and have a little bit of normalcy in their life. He was one of the founders of the AXBL Light, which later became, what's up, Cam? He, became the USXBL, and when it got to be, just too much work for him, or it just got to be a thing wherever he sold it to Mike. He passed it on to let it become what it is today. And there's lots and lots of things out there. There's teams out there right now that are, are around because of Greg Pauly. So I want to go on record and say thank you to Mike and Tracy Hinman, and all the USXBL staff. I think this is a very, very fitting, wonderful way to remember one of our own. So going forward, the USXBL championships will be known as the Greg Pauly championships. And I can tell you right now, if you're playing in the elite division, I know for sure there's a person out there that's coming for that medal, because that person was one of Greg's dearest friends. So you better be ready. So in my opinion, only a few people contributed as much to sport as GP. Very few could even feel his cleats he left behind. That is true. And if you've never seen it, there was nobody in the world better at the hip shooting gangster machine gun, right? Good morning, Mr. Robo. How you doing, brother? There's the best pit man in the world. When I was talking about the ultimate shootout, that's my pit captain right there. He's the one that kept me alive and kept me shooting people. So, excuse me. So that's one of the things. So that's that. So, but there'll be more coming out later. I'll put a post up about the new USXBL Greg Pauly thing as soon as the show closes. And I'll put a picture of the medals up and everything, so you kind of get an idea of it. And again, it's just little things like that. I mean, it doesn't, the tournament is still the tournament. It doesn't change anything. But for me and some other people, it's kind of special. And I thank Greg. I mean, I want to thank Mike and Tracy for coming up with this and green lighting it and letting it go forward. So, again, great thing. Also, USXBL news coming soon. Now, what does soon mean? Before the end of the year? Probably not. Probably first of next year. Probably. I'm not going to swear to it, but because I don't have the date right now. But it's going to be the USXBL is going to partner with, branch out, sponsor a new USXBL 3-man series. And if you have a field and you are interested in running a USXBL 3-man series, you can reach out to Mike and Tracy, and they'll explain all the nuts and bolts to you. But honestly, what it's going to wind up being is y'all are going to make the money, and we're just going to be there to support. So, but again, I don't want to go into too much detail on it because, number one, it hasn't been finalized, but there are some fields signing up for this. I will say this, though. At the end of the year, every field that holds a series like this, their champions will be invited, as I understand it, to play or at least have their entry comped to the USXBL 3-man championships. So, again, incentive there to go forward and have a little, good stuff like that. Hey, the thing is, Hyperball 3-man, if your field wants to have Hyperball 3-man, it works. Again, it's going to be on y'all. And like I said, we can take care of that, but reach out to Mike or Tracy and they'll run you through all the things. We're looking for fields to partner with, right? Now, we've already talked about the Hydra kids going overseas. Whoop, whoop. And Team USA, Cameron Blanco, Adrian Lopez, Tyler Middleton, Hadley Korsman, like 4 of them guys, from Texas out there. Yeah, but that's the exception there, Gene. See, I'm going to put this up here. Hold on. Everybody knows my aversion to the blue. Nice jersey, but it seems to be a lot of blue in there. Yeah, well, the exceptions to that is Texas or American flags are always exempt from the blue code. And this is Team USA. It is American theme based. So, you know, that's what it is. But we want to make sure that, I send that out correctly because I don't want anybody to think that I've changed my opinion on blue because I haven't. All right, now for a rumor. This is a rumor. This is a rumor. This is a rumor. Oh, and by the way, for everybody that's not paying attention to Elite, audio, video, lighting, they're picking up people left and right, and they're fixing to make a splash in semi-pro. Last show I kind of said, hey, they might be trolling us. They ain't. They're taking it seriously, so it'll be interesting to see. But now for the rumor. This is a rumor. You must regard this as a rumor. It is not confirmed. But there is a new field coming to the DFW area within 200-mile Metroplex. What does that mean for you? Yeah, okay, thanks, Gene. What does that mean for you? I don't know. I don't know what it means for you. What it means for paintball in general is means two things. Number one, we're taking a pie that we already have. This is the paintball community, and we're making everybody's piece a little smaller because I'm sure that if the new field is open for public access, which I'm not sure that it is, wink, wink, then it makes everybody's piece a little smaller. But it also means you'll have choices and options, and you can use your dollars as a vote to create leverage. And the reason I tell this, the reason I say this is because what it's fixed to lead into, and this is where I'm fixing to go just freaking ranting about the politics of paintball. So let me put my aggravated hat on here. Where is it? I'm gonna turn this son bitch on here. All right, yep. We're finna start ranting. Today's rant: the politics and paintball. Now, for all you people that were around back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you knew what it was like to have to pick a side in paintball. You had to pick which field you played at. Because if you played here, then you really wasn't welcome over here. If you picked this paint company, you were definitely not welcome at this paint company. If you were this brand, then you can't play in this brand's tournaments because, there's a thing called Texas home cooking. It was a thing. It was as real a thing as the best cheaters in Texas. It was as real, as any other group or thing out there. I mean, it was real. It was so bad. I mean, when you showed up, and I will use an example. Now, this is not to throw heat or shade on anyone at all. It's just an example that I know I lived through. But if you showed up to play an event that was run by National Paintball, but you were a PMI-sponsored team, you were instantly playing for, at best, second place because the national team's going to win. That's how it is. The reverse is true on that, right? Said Loki, that's how Colorado is. A lot of friction between our two speedball fields. So, but the reverse is true. If you played in a PMI thing, a PMI team was just magically always going to have first. And it was that way. If you shot national paint, you were not welcomed by the PMI people. And PMI people, didn't like the Zap people. And literally what screwed a lot of people up was when you first got into paintball, you go to a field, this is the field you first go play at. So, and they tell you, this is the paint, and this is the gear, and this is what's all the best. And you don't know any better. And you jump in there and you're like, yeah. And then next thing you know, you find yourself tied to something. And the only way to get untied from it would be you'd have to burn a bridge with the field or the paint company or whatever to jump over here. And there for a while, there were teams that would jump from back and forth. The bigger, better deal. They would do this and that, and then before long, they find their persona non grata nowhere. Right? Let's see. My parents ran a national back city in the late 19. They stopped due to the pressure on how to run events. Well, there you go. Now, the reason we talk about the past like that, and to tell kind of people who did not live through that, and I did. And let me tell you, way back in the day, I was a PMI guy from start to finish, and my thing has always been, I don't change until somebody gives me a reason to change. Now, my paint was a little bit higher sometimes, my gear was not as cool sometimes, because God knows, I mean, we shot the PMI pimps, and we wore those Echo 2020 masks and stuff, and wasn't a fan of them. But you know what? Even though I did like the pimp once you put all the extra parts on it, but again, that's what you did, and I wouldn't change. And I got sideways with several sales reps because they would want me to move to another brand, and I wouldn't do it. Most people would, chasing the bigger, better deal, the BBD. And again, I bring this up because now it seems like the paintball community, at least in this area, and when I say this area, I'm talking about every area that we cover: Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, maybe, and others, this whole area, and that's all of Texas. It seems like it's kind of slipping back that way. Now, back in the day, if you were a national team, everybody shot a Timmy. That was a thing, right? I mean, because that was the gun that was done. And again, you didn't shoot the right gun. You had to pick a gun company. You had to pick a paint company, but you had to pick a gun company that was copacetic with the paint company, that was copacetic with the hopper company, that was copacetic with the gear company. It was just, But now it's getting that way again. It's getting very political. Now, in the economy we're in, and money gets tight, and people have less disposable incomes, people are voting with their dollars, and we have less people. Let's just be honest about it. The community is shrinking. Now, people are coming back, but people are leaving too. People are coming in. They play half a season, because between practice and tournaments and days off, and and having to, use your PTO or whatever, it's just expensive. So people are trying to find the best deal. And as companies, whether it's a manufacturer, a field, a promotion, whatever, whoever, as they feel the pinch, they're starting to lean on their regulars. Like, hey, I would like you not to support this brand, or I would like you not to do that. Or, I mean, they don't come right out to your face and say, hey, you're not allowed to, because they know that would be just really bad. But they let you know in ways. It's always that, hey, tell me you're blah, blah, blah without saying blah, blah, blah. Right? What's up, Tim? How you doing? And as a player and as a person who tries to thread that very, very murky middle, I get asked a lot. It's like, I mean, how do you get along with everybody? Well, number one, I don't trash anybody. Even though there's things out there I don't like, I will never come up here and say, hey, this brand sucks and you should never do business with it. That's just not me. I talk about the people like the friends of the show, like Bondo International and Masons and, Hydra Fit and Dirty and Welts. I talk about the people I believe in, right? And there's more than those people. I believe in a lot more than those people. And, I rotate them in and out. Sometimes you'll hear me talk about Maxed, or you'll hear me talk about evilpb.com. But what I don't do is I try not to play the politics of paintball. The unfortunate part is there's so many teams out here that are getting caught up in this. And I hear it all the time. They're like, well, man, I'd like to go practice against this team, but they play at blah, 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 and I can't go over there. Or, I can't go over there because they shoot this paint. Oh, man, blah, blah, blah. We have to use this hopper, and I don't really like it. I have no cure for this. The only thing that cures this is just people not buying into that. You know, I ran a semi-pro team in the MPPL for a lot of years, and the only thing I required my guys to have, I mean, I went through the whole sponsorship thing and I did that, and it was hard. And like I said, it caused me lots of personal grief from major companies in my area and sales reps and everything else. But at the end of the day, I finally learned, as long as you got my jersey on, I don't care what mask you wear, I don't care what gun you shoot. You know, we're buying paint. We're gonna decide as a team on paint just because it's easier. But you can wear the pants you want to wear. You can shoot the gun you want to shoot. I don't care. I want you there because of your talent, not because you're buying power for whoever and me. You know, I'm not doing too bad there. Thank goodness it wasn't that way in the Midwest. We shot what we wanted, mostly RPS, because we was made fresh and close. Oh, that's great, right? I agree. It said unless it's part of a sponsorship thing. But again, a sponsorship should never stop you from playing an event. Let's just we'll go back to the old days. I don't want to mention any current teams or names or nothing like that. But you go back to the old days. There was a team, you know, Mox Next, PMI RPS team, right? But they were encouraged. No one ever told them outright, but they were encouraged not to play an event where they shot national paint. Right? It's an evil team. They did, but they knew they were playing for second place. By the same token, there was a team. We'll just use Texas Storm or Close Encounters, either one. They were encouraged not to play an RPS PMI event because everybody's out here fighting for the same thing. Is it as bad as it used to be? Absolutely not. Is it trending in that direction? Absolutely, yes, it is. Now, it's a slippery slope, and it could take a long time to get there. I mean, I don't think we'll ever get back there because I think people today are smarter than that. But I see it heading that way. It's trending that way. It's don't do this. You can't go over here. You can't do that. And I think what it affects us mostly about is teams that have a chance to practice against other teams. You have a team over here at North Texas Field number 1, and they want to play against a team at North Field North Texas 2, but they can't because they can't come here and we can't go there, right? What's up, Deadline? What's up, man? That was a really good picture of you in the little floaty. Or I want to go South Texas Field 1, and I can't go to South Texas Field 2 because they can't come up here and I can't go there. It's just getting crazy. Well, I want to come, but I got to bring my own paint because we were required to shoot this paint. I don't know. I mean, you got to do what's best for you. And if that's the best deal for you, I think it's possible. But when you're really looking to get and be the best you can, it shouldn't be that hard, right? It just shouldn't be. Now, when you get on up in the upper divisions and, you're like we'll use Cato Warner, hey, he's a contract killer team and they have their own paint and they have their own field and they have all this stuff and they bring people in. Cool. That's different. Somebody's paying for them to play. But when you're spending your own money, I don't think it's fair for people to put certain conditions on you. Is it okay to require you to wear what you bought in your sponsorship package? Absolutely. You dang right you should. But, that's where it is. Where's the line at? And the politics of paintball is it's just getting to, you feel cute. I don't think field owners are necessarily part of the problem right here. He says, are field owners part of the problem? Field owners get pressured to buy X amount of cases of paint per month, per year to get a certain price. I mean, again, manufacturers, and it's in all businesses, it's not just paintball. There's a number. You got to hit a magic number to get a discount, and it's this number to get this discount. It's this number to get this bigger discount. So they're encouraged to push, the paint or the mask or whatever it is they're selling, right? So fields in turn, how do I generate these sales so that I can hit this number so I can get this discount so that I can pay my rent? Oh, well, that's going to be part of my deal here is if you play here, you have to shoot this paint. And again, it's your field, it's field paint only. I get it. No problem. No problem there at all. You know? But then again, they're like, but I don't want you to go over here and play this and that. So are they part of the problem? Not really, because it kind of stems from higher up, you know. But again, they're not necessarily helping the problem either. Field owners are getting raked across the coals by the industry. We literally get dropped, and if we don't spend enough, how is that helping the field? I agree. I think field owners get a raw deal. I mean, because again, so you got to remember though that a lot of these people out here do not understand, and it's just unknowing. It's not through anything else. They just don't know how much it takes to actually operate a field. And again, you got to spend all the same amount of money whether you get 10 people or 100 people to come play that day. I mean, your insurance is still the same. Your employee tax is still the same, which is, God, that's a killer. You know, your maintenance bill is still your maintenance bill. You still got to have enough paint on hand whether you sell it or not. I mean, it's an outrageous fortune just to try to make, you know, a minimum wage living. So the field owners, I don't think they're part of the problem. You know, I think they're part of the condition that's wrong. You know, they're one of the symptoms, but they're not the problem. I mean, they don't cause it. You know, they're caught up in it just like us, because again, how many fields out there are only allowed to sell one paint? Because they say, hey, paint company A, I'll sell to you at this price. Okay, I'll sell your paint, but I'm going to sell them too. No, if you do that, then we're going to charge this price. We're going to, you know, so now you got two paints in there, which is more choices, but both of them are selling to you a higher price because both of them would have sold it to you cheaper if you sold them exclusively only them. So a field has to make a choice. Do I have two, you know, mid-priced things here? Now, I'm only going to sell X amount of cases anyway. Say I'm going to sell 20 cases no matter what. So I sell 10 cases of this, 10 cases of this, or I can sell 20 cases of this over here and I get charged less from the distributor, so I make more. You know, I just think it's, again, field owners are catching a bad beat on this one, you know. But again, oh yeah, I do want everybody to put their opinions in here, right? That people should be able to pick what they want, period. Man, looky there. My man Meter. Let me tell you something. I've known this young man, and he's still a young man. Shoot, I got clothes older than him. But I've known him since he was a teenager playing, didn't know nothing. And he's an amazing person, and I agree with you 100%. People should pick what they want, period. But anyway, I just think the politics of paintball, I'm starting to see it. It's not back. Like I said, it's not back like it used to be. It's nowhere near what it used to be. I just saw some things that started looking familiar that I didn't like. And I'd hope I come out here and put a bug in everybody's ear. So maybe when they start seeing these patterns, maybe they too would be like, hey, I don't want to be a part of this, right? And the way you combat that is you get a bunch of your friends together and you go do what you want, make the choices you want, and don't bow to the pressure. But after that, I don't know. It's just get out there and have fun. But anyway, I went over my time. If I offended anybody, to all the refs, if you think I'm against you or something, I'm not. Trust me, I am pro refs. I think you got a thankless job. And all these field owners and industry leaders and small companies that are producing products, if you think I'm out here trying to blame you for the ills of paintball, I'm not. I'm just trying to make people aware that sometimes the slippery slope gets a little more slippery, and people don't not necessarily mean to take advantage, but they do. And I just want everybody to, come out of this good. I want players to have a good time at a reasonable price, and I want my gripes is that all customers show up. Money and time, the service across the board should go up. Respectfully, the fields and tournaments where we are now, there has to be raised standards. Boy, you ain't kidding. I mean, we always want to raise the standards. I mean, the price goes up, right? The standard should go up. And I realize that inflation is, we're always going to be playing catch up, right? Said raise the bar for what's exceptional and what's unacceptable. Boy, out of the mouth of, from your lips to God's ears. That's right. We have so long been accustomed to, that's paintball. No, it's not. Like, no, it's not. It's not. Expect more, expect better, deserve better. And follow Meter's lead. I believe in that. But I'm going to get out of here for today. We'll be back next week and probably hopefully have some more news. Give me about 10 minutes or so. Check out my Facebook page and see what them new Greg Pauly medals are going to look like. And again, thank you to Mike and Tracy for making this happen. Means a lot to me personally. And I will see you all next week. And until then, peace. We'll see you at the field.